Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM Theory grades. We're now cracking on, we're making really good progress through grade 4 ABRSM Music Theory and Practice workbook. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets that are available to download in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll also find a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and also on my website you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's an exam technique book that gives you tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your theory exam and also how to best make use of the time once you're actually sitting in the exam room working through your exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like and a subscribe to keep updated, there's lots more to come. And so let's crack on now. We're moving on to section G. So in your PDF document, if you find section G, we're going to be looking at triads. And also turn in your booklet to page 22. Here we go. So you need a pencil, an eraser and a ruler, and we're all ready to go. I'm just going to mark G here so you know that that's referring to sheets section G in the PDF document. Now I have to admit, this is where music theory starts to get really interesting. This is where the going gets good, and these triads, based on the chords 1, 4 and 5, these are your primary triads. They're the most structurally important triads in music theory. And even if it is that you don't play piano, I strongly suggest that you become familiar with the layout of the piano keyboard just to help you. So by all means, just sort of sketch yourself out a piano and try and just garner a few basic piano skills, just a basic understanding of the layout of the piano keyboard, because we're dealing in harmonies now, which is more than one note at a time. So I would just, no prizes for artistic endeavour here, give yourself a basic keyboard layout just to keep referring to. So a triad is a chord of 3 notes, specifically the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th of the scale. We've dealt with the tonic triad on note 1. We're now going to be building a triad on 4 and 5, and I think it's probably best to show you that on a piece of manuscript paper. So let's look at C major. So if I just write out the scale, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and there's our octave. So we're going to be building chords on notes 1, 4 and 5. Now when we're referring to individual notes, we use numbers, but when we're going to build a triad on that note, we use Roman numerals to show that it's a chord built on that note. So 1st, 3rd and 5th gives us chord 1. So on chord 4 we do the same again, 1st, 3rd, 5th, that gives us chord 4, the triad built on the 4th. And then here, next step up on the 5th, 1st, 3rd, 5th, that gives us chord 5. So we've got a C chord, which is our tonic, an F chord, which is the subdominant, the 4th, and a G chord, which is the dominant or the 5th. And you can see on the piano keyboard it makes the 1st, 3rd, 5th, where we skip over a white key. So you can see that would be the basic C chord, 1st, 3rd, 5th, C, E, G. Let's look at that in A minor now. So we'll look in the relative minor key. So we still have a key signature of no sharps or flats. A minor has no key signature. However, the first note of the scale, of course, is A. So we'll now begin here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now don't forget, in all forms we either have a raised 7th or a raised 6th and 7th as we are ascending, so they would change if we were writing the scale pattern out. So we're going to be writing a chord on the 1st, the 4th and the 5th. So there's our tonic triad is A, so 1st, 3rd, 5th gives us A, C, E, so we use a Roman numeral 1 for that. Chord 4 is D, F, A, so we use a Roman numeral now, that's a triad built on the 4th. Now here we've got E, G, B. This isn't quite ready yet though, because you know that the G sharp would be raised, and so in chord 5 the middle note would always be raised in a minor key to show that raised 7th when it's included in your triad. So there we go, we can see we can build in a chord on notes 1, 4 and 5 in the major and the minor key, and they will now give you the foundation for every single piece of music that you'll be studying, and that's the basis for all harmonic analysis. And so exercise 1 is just getting to grips with moving between these triads. So we need to write the key signature of each key that we've been told to give, and then we need to write the 3 primary triads, and then we need to identify them by giving the Roman numerals underneath. And so it's easier, I think, just to find the first note of the scale and then work out after that. You may have to drop some octaves if you feel like you're getting too many ledger lines going on. And so D minor is related to F major. We know we need a B flat, so this shows how you always need to have this flexible working knowledge of your key signatures. So make sure you've got those written out to hand just to keep referring back to, instead of having to keep juggling with the information, have it ready to hand. Okie dokie, so we want chord 1, which is a D. We'll build the triad afterwards. We need the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4th, and the 5th is the next door to that. And you'll notice that when you're going in step, if you think 1, 3, 5, that line then tells you where your 5 starts. We've already worked out the 5th note of the scale before now. However, you may decide you want to drop an octave if it's getting a little bit too high. So we could go G, B, D. Bear in mind it's B flat because of the key signature. Your key signature will take care of all of that though. Or you could drop down an octave and go G, B, D. Save using ledger lines. And so I'm going to drop down an octave here to the A. So I'm not using too many ledger lines. 1st, 3rd, 5th. Remember, however, this is a minor key, and so we need to raise the 7th note of the scale, which is C sharp, which is always found in the middle of that triad there. So perhaps now have a little go on your own. Watch out which clef you're in, and then watch out if you've got a minor key as well. But really it's as simple as counting 1, 4 and 5 and then building your chord on top of that. So I'm hoping that you've had a little go of this yourself. If you haven't, do so now. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, just force yourself to have a go, and you'll learn more thoroughly by even making some mistakes. You're working in pencil, you can always erase it. Our trusty eraser to hand. So I'm hoping you've had a go, and I'll go through these with you now. So D flat major's got a key signature of 5 flats. We're in treble clef. B, E, A. Oh, I've suddenly slipped into bass clef there. What am I doing? B, E, A. That's better. D, G. And we're going to go 1, 4, 5 as instructed. So we'll stay low, and then we know we're not going to run out of space. 1, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our single notes. And now to make them the triads we've named, we just build up. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. And this is a major key, so there's no other accidentals to include. Now here, if you find it difficult to work within this key, just remember this is middle C. And so let's just get our first notes. C, B, A, G, F is here. That's our starting point. Let's add our key signature. So F sharp minor is 3 sharps. F sharps, C sharps, G sharps is the line. There we go. So here's 1. So if we count carefully, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's just make sure F, G, A, B, that's correct, and then C. Okay, so we build up our 1st, 3rd, 5th, and again 1, 3, 5, we know we're on 5 here. So chord 1, chord 4, chord 5, 1, 4, 5. Now we know that the middle note in the minor of chord 5 is the 7th, which we raise. Let's just double check that though, because F sharp minor should have a 7th raised, which would be E sharps, and let's make sure C, D, E sharps. There we go, we know that we're correct. So let's press on. That's the principle now. It's just replicating it out through the clefs and the keys. E major's got 4 sharps, we're in bass clef, F, C, G, D. We're going to be doing chords 1, 4 and 5. So I'm going to start here, E, E, F, G, A. Now instead of going on this A, I'm going to drop the octave and go here. Otherwise I'll have lots of ledger lines. And so E, F, G, A, B is 5. And then I'm not going to have too many ledger lines going on. So 1st, 3rd, 5th, it's just space, space, space. 1st, 3rd, 5th, or line, line, line. Job done. Last one, so G sharp minor is related to B major, which would have a key signature of 5 sharps. We're in treble clef. F, C, G, D, and then drop down to the A. So we need a G sharp for 1, being our tone key or tonic, as the word derives from. 1, 4, 5, and then 1, 1st, 3rd, 5th, we're building the triad, and there we can tell there's the 5th, so we know we've not gone wrong. 1st, 3rd, 5th, 1st, 3rd, 5th. However, remember we're in a minor key, so we need the raised 7th, so the F sharp needs raising. We have a key signature of F sharps, but we need to raise the F sharp to F double sharp, so the middle key is raised by a double sharp. There we go. So it's a very, very engrossing subject. I hope that you're finding it interesting. We're going to be building more and more on this over the grades. This is just the introductory point. There's lots more to come. I do hope you're enjoying this. If you can give me a like, that would be great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.